fortunately, of course, I know a lot of people at Lundbeck, and they know me, they know the team, but it does not mean that it was an easy thing to make this deal.
K바이오에 대한 궁금증 낱낱이 파헤쳐드립니다. 제약바이오부 김성아 기자입니다. 오늘 전해드릴 소식은 서울에서 무려 8,000km나 떨어진 덴마크에서 터진 K바이오 기술 이전 소식입니다. 주인공은 바로 부광약품의 신약개발 자회사인 콘테라파마인데요. 부광약품은 2014년 콘테라파마를 인수한 이후 혁신신약 연구개발에 전폭적인 지원을 해왔어요. 하지만 약 10년간 이렇다 할 뚜렷한 성과는 없었죠. 그러던 중 지난 10월 콘테라파마가 창사 이래 처음으로 기술 이전 성과를 올렸는데요. 같은 덴마크에 위치한 글로벌 제약사 룬드백과 체결한 RNA 신약 개발 플랫폼 기반 공동 연구 계약이죠. 이 딜은 2020년부터 콘테라파마를 이끌어온 토마스 세이거 대표의 작품이라고 할 수 있습니다. 토마스 대표는 입사 이듬해 곧바로 RNA 신약 개발 플랫폼 개발을 추진하고 4년 만에 딜 성과를 올렸습니다. 더벨은 이번 딜 이후 한국을 찾은 토마스 대표를 단독으로 만나 룬드백과의 맞선 배경과 앞으로 콘테라파마의 미래에 대해 들어봤습니다.
My name is Thomas Seger. I'm the CEO of Conterra. I have a PhD from the medical faculty in Copenhagen in neuroscience. Been in pharma and biotech for more than 25 years, almost 30 years, working in different biotech and big pharma. Joined as CEO in December 2020 to Conterra and has since then been working on progressing the existing activities, but also setting up a new platform and a more sustainable R&D organization for Conterra that can bring it into the future. And I fully understand that question, and it's obvious to think that because we are several in the management team that worked at Lundbeck, then it was easy to make a Lundbeck deal, but no, that's not how it works. But to give you a little bit of background, so what we do at Conterra and has been done for many years is that we regularly meet with other biotech companies, big pharma, twice a year at least at big conferences, but also on a regular basis we have our network, we exchange news and discuss what is your strategy in your company, could there be a mutual interest for having a specific discussion around assets or collaboration. We do that to all companies in biotech where there is a possible chance of a deal. And then I mean, we also do this, of course, with Lundbeck. Now, fortunately, of course, I know a lot of people at Lundbeck, and they know me, they know the team, but it does not mean that it was an easy thing to make this deal. So, during that discussion for around maybe a year ago, I started to have serious conversations with Lundbeck around, I knew that they were interested in entering into a new modality. And so it's about understanding where they were in the process, and it took quite a while for them to get into a concrete dialogue with us on the CDA. And I know that they are very thorough in their process. They are looking globally. They are a global company. They want the best. They want those who can solve the questions they have. So we initiated the process, very, very deep due diligence, very deep discussions about the research plan, and that process took quite a while until we started contracting. That also took quite a while. They are very thorough. It's a very, how can you say, detailed company, Lundbeck. It is difficult to go into the details around it because we usually don't share any deal details, and Lundbeck did not want to have any kind of sharing of details around the deal. But we are very happy with the deals in terms of the financials we get and both in terms of the upfront but also going forward with the milestones payments and stuff that go in, we can put into our own research. I hope anytime soon, but you have to understand that it takes two companies to make a deal. And we are doing all we can to expedite things and have a deal going on sooner than later. Some companies work faster than others. And therefore it's very difficult for me to say precisely when we have a deal, but what I can say is that we are in dialogue with other companies. I hope, I don't like to promise because it would be wrong of me to promise, but I really hope we will be able to make also a deal in 2026. At least I'm doing all I can, my team is doing all we can to make a deal during 2026. It depends on their focus. For instance, Lundbeck had a very, very specific focus to solve a problem that fitted perfectly to our attack point discovery and oligodisc. And I would also assume that that would be something that could attract other companies as well, because we have many companies that are working within the oligonucleotide area that really benefit from looking into novel target opportunities there. So this is something that we really have of a strength. Now, if we are very successful with the dedication we put into the splice matrix and manage to progress our own internal program with small molecules, that will change the field from our side a lot. So this is also a focus. So I would say, yeah, that would be my answer for now. Yeah, but the whole background is really has to be looked a little bit broader, because what happened some while back was that biotech and pharma were starting to looking into new modalities to expand their opportunity for growth. And one of the very, very strong things around RNA is that it has a very, very distinct profile compared to classical drug discovery. And that was one of the things that I saw during my time at Lundbeck, and I wanted to take with me to Quanterra Pharma, was that if we are about to establish a strong Quanterra Pharma that relatively quickly could be established as a powerful biotech, RNA is one area that could really accelerate this. That said, it's also interesting because RNA medicines has, per definition, a lower biological risk because it's linked to the cause of disease, genetic diseases, for instance. And that is the basic concept on how Quanterra Pharma is working. We are seeking projects that has a lower biological risk, so that's also something that's very attractive. Another thing with the ASOs is that they have a very fast development timeline in the early stage, where you really can identify a lead ASO sequence relatively fast and progress it in your discovery stage towards lead candidate selection. And we also saw that within 2 years' time, we came from idea to lead candidate selection with the CP102, and you would not have been able to do that with another, with a classical approach. A third thing is that going into RNA would enable us in a more easy setting to explore many different types of indications. We are, of course, extremely happy with the engagement that we have with Bubang and the commitment Bubang has, but it's also important for me to generate a valuable pipeline that can give Bubang return on investment. I think that is something. I mean, if we are successful in generating projects that means make a difference for patients, then it will also make a difference for us and then also for Bookmark. So the return on investment here is for me an important focus point. How can we best possible way get return on investment? But it all comes down to also, and that's what really drives me. It's very maybe poetic, but I really want to make a difference for patients. I really want to make a difference. It's one of the key statements we have at Quintero Pharma, is that we want to make a difference for patients. Whatever we do, that's important to keep in mind. That's why we are here.
That was very impressive.
Because if we make a difference for patients, it means they will buy the medicine. If they buy the medicine, the company make money. Of course, we're here also to make money. But if we don't make a difference for the patients, we have bad drugs. So, but it's important.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much for your time.
이번 딜을 통해 글로벌 신약 개발 역량을 입증한 콘테라 파마는 부강약품의 혁신 신약 전략의 전초 기지로서의 위상을 우뚝 높였는데요. RNA 신약 개발 플랫폼의 추가 딜은 물론 자체 신약 개발 성과까지 더벨이 함께 지켜보도록 하겠습니다.